Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. Welcome back yet again everybody. We're back with another video right here guys, and my apologies if I wasn't able to make a video yesterday on another day off, and that's because my house was going through some renovations right now, and so with a lot of sounds from the tools, the machinery, and all these yelling guys, I mean, there was no way I was able to make a video yesterday. But today we've got another new one right here, a latest 2022 fragrance that comes from the house of Chanel. I will break this down totally, as well as give you guys some pointers and tips as to what you can expect on this fragrance before you buy. Also, please do not forget to like and subscribe guys, okay? We had just hit 12,000 subscribers. Thank you everybody for your support, but more importantly is that we also hit 2 million views for the channel guys. I think we're over that at this point, but 2 million views is what we got, and I think that that's a more important thing than 12,000 subscribers. It does show me that you guys and gals are combing through the videos that I have, the 500 or so videos that I made, and are watching it to give you guys some references on these hyped fragrances before you buy. And the fragrance that we are going to talk about today is none other than Chanel Paris Paris. Yes, Paris Paris, the 2022 release from Chanel right here. It's however you guys want to say it, Paris Paris or Paris Paris. Now this fragrance right here is the latest, and it does come from the line called L'Eau de Chanel right here. And basically, if you look at L'Eau de Chanel, what does L'Eau de Chanel mean in English? It does mean the waters of Chanel, the waters of Chanel. And I don't think you need to be a genius to interpret that. My interpretation of L'Eau de Chanel basically means that these are going to be your core collection grab and goes, because Chanel is also well known for having these grab and go types of fragrances for women. And yes, this is a women's perfume guys and gals, and I'm doing this video also because we are having a growing subscriber base of women. Believe it or not, I started off with mostly men watching this channel, but it's gone to the point where, man, it's starting to balance out. And so with that being said, I'm making this video for the ladies, and if you are a guy, you might still want to stay and watch this video. Why? Because these Chanel women's perfumes, they make for great presents. You know what I mean? I don't know how many times I went to a Chanel boutique or any perfume boutique to buy a Chanel fragrance for my wifey. So if you guys are looking to add another perfume to your present list that you might give to your significant other or just somebody you care for, that is a woman, definitely Chanel Paris Paris could be one of them. I also wanted to review this fragrance because of the name Paris Paris. Now if you look at the other fragrances in the L'Eau de Chanel line, you'll notice something about the name format. You'll have Paris as the first word, and then the second word would be another city in France. And basically to me, what that means is it could possibly be Gabrielle Chanel's favorite cities in France or favorite parts of France, or it could be common travel routes that she made whenever she was like rolling around France. And so when you look at the names of the other colognes, you're gonna get Venice, you're gonna get Paris Venice, you're gonna get Paris Biarritz, you're gonna get Paris Riviera. Now that's interesting because that means that's the beach. But this one right here is Paris Paris, okay? This one is gonna be all about the capital city of France, the most popular city in the world in my opinion. And Paris is one of my favorite cities. I have frequented Paris in the past, and I've enjoyed different dimensions of the city right here. And one of my biggest curiosities was that, hey, what dimension of Paris will be shown in this fragrance right here? You can enjoy Paris a million different ways, and it does have character, and it's not one character, it's multiple different things right there. So which parts of Paris are going to be displayed in this fragrance right here? That was my biggest curiosity. Let's go find out now by spraying this thing right now. Okay guys, Chanel Paris Paris, let's look into the opening notes right here guys. On the opening of Chanel Paris Paris, you are gonna get lemon, tangerine, as well as pink peppercorn right there. This opening, I would say, lasts a good amount of time, but the opening blast of citruses on its own actually lasts maybe 5 to 10 minutes before it gets blended in with the pink peppercorn. You are gonna get lemon and tangerine on this opening blast. And I would say that the lemon right here is actually like a glistening, sparkling lemon, exactly as advertised by Chanel. And you are gonna get tangerine, which I believe is the stronger of the two. So it's more tangerine with a glistening background of lemon right there. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you guys and gals know that orange in many ways, or tangerine, it's used to curve a fragrance. And in this case, guys, it's not really a curve when it comes to the orange and the lemons, okay? The tangerine and the lemons are actually a great, you know, straight up non-curved start. I think that it's pretty balanced. I think that you'll still enjoy the glistening lemon. It's not gonna get like muted immediately by that orange, because there is another note that gets added here within probably like 5 to 10 minutes. And that to me is the true curve note of this fragrance. And that curve note is none other than pink peppercorn. Yep, pink pepper is the true curve note here in this opening. So citruses and lemon, you're gonna enjoy it on its own for 5 minutes, and then the curve note does come in, which is your pink pepper. And pink pepper is really the setup for the eventual rose mid, because pink pepper does have rosy nuances as well. So it's kind of like a setup. I mean, if you are smelling this, maybe you are thinking you're already smelling rose early on, like 5 minutes on, and that's probably why people say that, you know, rose is the ultimate true character of this fragrance. Well, it's because pink peppercorn also has rosy nuances. It's the perfect setup for the eventual rose. But on this opening, do not forget that you are still going to get your tangerine and citrus. Those don't go away even when the pink peppercorn is there. And I would interpret this, the pink pepper, the orange, and the lemons, as your classic Chanel smell, okay? Like when you smell this part right here, I think you know it's like a Chanel scent. And I think for me, like, it's been years that I've been buying Chanel fragrances for my wife. And this was before I became a reviewer. This was like before I cared about the notes. There's like a Chanel-y type of stamp that once you smell it, it's like Chanel. And I would say that this intro right here is very Chanel-y. It's very Chanel-like. It has the stamp of a Chanel fragrance. This could be redundant for a lot of y'all that collect women's perfumes 100%. You could probably have already smelled this, and that's one of the reasons why you want to try it, is because the intro right here, very Chanel-like, and it does smell like other Chanel perfumes without a doubt. Now, this first part of Chanel Paris Paris with the citruses, the tangerine, lemon, and pink peppercorn, the setup to the rose, this part lasts only an hour, guys, okay? Only an hour. And it could be less when it comes to your own olfactory sensations, because your mind might be playing tricks on you. You might be smelling that pink peppercorn and think that it's already rose. So it might even be less than an hour for you guys. So you have an hour to really experience that Chanel-y, partly fresh vibe of this fragrance before it gets into rose. And my advice usage-wise is that don't spray this at home and then leave and then go through the traffic and go to your friends. Unless you want to start off smelling like rose, then okay, spray it at home. But in my opinion, this is grab and go. Like I said, this is a grab and go. You should bring your bottle or sampler or your atomizer with you wherever you're going, and you should spray your perfume right as you get off the car. So in that way, you have a 1 hour time window of fresh aromatic once you spray Paris Paris. I think it's a lovable part. I think that it's very common when it comes to Chanel. If you own Chanel fragrances for women, it's a common sensation. But like I said before, because of that 1 hour time window, you should wear it when you are stepping out of the car, when you are about to greet the world, not at home, because by the time you get there, you'll smell like rose. And yes, the main star of this fragrance is none other than Damask Rose, without a doubt. Damask Rose is going to be the star of the show right here. And like I said before, you might get the sensations early on by smelling the pink peppercorn with that rosy nuance. But of course, the main star, there are no other additives. It's gonna be Damask Rose. And as you guys know, Damask Rose is at the top of the top when it comes to the quality. This is called the King of Flowers. And Damask Rose right here, I'm gonna describe it to y'all so you guys and gals understand it. To me, the Damask Rose right here, is a dark rose. It's a dark rose that also has a slightly woody nuance right here. And the thing about this damask rose, in my opinion, is that this smells mature. I've smelled this in mature women, that kind of rose, and that's open to interpretation, obviously. But in my opinion, it is a dark, mature rose. It's not one of those girly, rosy, fruity, rosy type of nuances that you're gonna get. Even my daughter, when she smelled this rose, the first thing she said was, well, it smells churchy. It smells like the roses at church, or the rosaries, that smell of rose, you know, that's what it smells. So definitely deep and dark, definitely mature in my opinion, and that's gonna be open to interpretation once you guys and gals smell this fragrance. This one has a very interesting transition because the first part is the Chanel-y part that is generally known and loved by many. It's the one that I think everybody that's ever tried women's Chanel fragrance will actually relate to. And then this deep dark rose is actually the difference maker. This is actually the thing that makes this pari pari right here. Once the rose kicks in, I don't think it's gonna be your common Chanel fragrance. To me, as a frequent visitor of Paris, guys, Paris has truly different dimensions, guys, and I believe that Chanel Pari Pari is focused more on the glamour, the classiness, maybe the romanticism of Paris right here. I don't know what your favorite places are in Paris. Maybe it's the Eiffel Tower or maybe it's the Louvre, but this one right here screams Grand Opera. You know, this one right here is so classy and deep and powerful that it smells like a grand opera, a night in the grand opera where you truly have to dress up. You can't come in casual. You do have to show up in a beautiful dress. And I think that this is more grand opera than anything. This also smells like Fashion Week, which is a celebration of going overboard when it comes to fashion, really bringing out the guns of fashion right here. And this smells like Fashion Week without a doubt. The rose itself is again deep, dark, mysterious, and powerful. So that kind of takes away from the common grab and go. You know, you are gonna enjoy grab and go on the first part, but this one right here is the dress up, glamorous part, romantic nighttime evening part of Paris right here. You gotta be dressed to kill right here. And I would say when I was smelling this fragrance right here, I thought about The Devil Wears Prada. The Devil Wears Prada, absolutely one of my favorite movies ever because it had Paris in it as well as, you know, the fashion industry. You had the power players of the fashion industry. So in my opinion, if you want to smell like an absolute power player, as a woman, a female power player, then the rose is highly congruent to that kind of persona. A strong power player, heady type of person. I think that this will definitely kick in with your likes. Now, one thing I like about this fragrance that I think applies to y'all when you actually wear this fragrance is the sillage. In my opinion, the sillage of this fragrance is pretty damn nice. It's EDT style. It's actually strong in the beginning with citruses and your aromatic pink peppercorn. And then when it comes to the rose, it's still strong, but it becomes like an aura scent. It becomes an aura scent with the rose. So the rose doesn't become this loud rose, but then it becomes more of a draw-in type of rose. And it does make sense. It's the romantic side of this scent. You are going to get the best of both worlds when it comes to the sillage of Chanel Pari Pari. You're going to get the burst of citruses and pink pepper, Chanel style. The Chanel-y type of smell, smells like any other Chanel perfume. And then eventually, guys, the rose will reel them in. The deep, dark, romantic damask rose. Now, this rose part lasts for maybe 3 hours or more. And so that's what I mean by this is actually a grand opera type of fragrance. I think that this is more for evening time, classy occasions where you are gonna dress up, you are gonna wear a dress or something semi-formal to formal. And it is also, to me, a power outfit type of perfume. Like I've said, this is for the woman, the Devil Wears Prada types that actually want to smell intimidating, want to smell powerful and deep and mysterious. I think that the damask rose part of this fragrance, again, 3 hours of that will give you that character right there. And with that being said, I do not recommend this fragrance for a couple instances. I do not recommend this fragrance for brunch, and I do not recommend this for dates. Why not? Because when it comes to brunch, guys, especially those outdoor patio brunch types, I mean, if you are going to these types of places, I think that the fragrance should be at least uplifting and partially aromatic. Okay, that's just me. And also, you don't want to wear this on a date because the rose might make you smell too serious or too intimidating to your date. Unless that is your goal, is to intimidate your date, then wear this fragrance. But to me, if you are wanting an easygoing time on a date, definitely this is not the one right here. Now, Michelin star restaurant type of dinner, yeah, sure, wear this one right here. Or if you're gonna show up at a gala or a soiree and you're one of the power players, sure, wear this one right here. Now, dry down wise, you are going to get some patchouli, okay? Patchouli does come in at the 3R mark and does merge with the rose, and we all know about this combination, rose and patchouli. You're gonna get your woody edge patchouli with the rose first merging, and then eventually it just becomes patchouli. And I know to a lot of people that's a big deal. Some people prefer patchouli and some don't. But let me remind you that for me, the first and the mid are really the most important parts of this fragrance right here. The patchouli is actually a common touch that is added to rose when it comes to the dry down. Now, longevity wise, I was actually surprised by this fragrance right here on how long lasting this fragrance was. I was still able to smell it on the 9 to 10 hour mark, which is amazing for like an EDT. So longevity wise, this is pretty good. I've heard from other people that this is one of the longest lasting Chanel EDTs, if not the longest lasting in the entire L'Eau de Chanel collection. I can't imagine with a big bottle sprayer what you gals might get, but definitely for me, it lasted a long time. This fragrance right here, although this has a mature rose note, I think that that will eventually be open to interpretation right here, guys. It's when you try and test it and you smell that transition and the deep dark rose, it's up to you gals to really feel, hey, is this really mature to me? If you have smelled this, let me know if that's what it smells like to you. I'd love to know in the comments below. Now, this fragrance is likable, no doubt, but the only hiccup I see right here is gonna be redundancy. Yes, it's redundancy, folks. And for those ladies that have collected many Chanel perfumes and have rose fragrances, this might be redundant to y'all. Y'all might not be surprised or shocked or amazed because this absolutely smells like a lot of other perfumes. You have your standard Chanel-y intro that this one has. And of course, rose. I mean, what kind of woman doesn't have a rose fragrance? I don't know, but I'm assuming that a lot of women out there are already collecting or have already collected rose fragrances. However, I will say this, maybe this is a reboot by Chanel of another starting line perfume. Maybe this is a reboot for those new entrants into the mix, the new perfume collectors that have never smelled Chanel perfumes or rose perfumes. Maybe that's why they put this together, so that when you go into the boutique and try their latest Paris Paris, and they made sure that the name would stand out, that a lot of those neophytes in perfume will actually buy and enjoy this. This is a nice intro perfume into the world of Chanel and rose, and of course deeper, darker evening time scents. So that's where I would say the usage is of this fragrance right here, that if you are new to the fragrance world and you're looking for something that matches exactly what I said and you don't have anything like it, then Chanel Paris Paris is the one right there that you should get. All right, so that is it. That is my review on Chanel Paris Paris, the latest to come out from Chanel, the L'Eau de Chanel line. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think. I'm especially interested in wanting to know what y'all think of the rose part of this fragrance. Did it come out mature to you, or is it okay? Is it balanced? Are you a younger woman wearing this? Let me know what y'all use this for, and if you guys and gals think that this is a great intro. And please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Again, your likes, your subscriptions does help with the channel in a very, very big way, and I do appreciate the growth of our female subscriber base. Ladies, thanks for liking and subscribing. I will continue to make some fragrance reviews on women's perfumes as well for you. Don't worry, I'm right here. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great weekend. Peace.